Hi kids, we miss you at Avanza and we wish that we were able to be with you this week. And this is Holy Week, so Mr. Fred and I and all of the tutors have gotten together and tried to send you letters, and we're going to make this video for Holy Week. We're going to make one for Good Friday when Jesus was crucified, and then one for Easter because we know that he rose again. So first of all, we're going to sing a couple of songs. First one, you know, it's God is so good, right? So hopefully you'll sing along, okay? Guys, now we're going to sing this song, and this one is about Jesus being crucified on Good Friday. So it's new, and we're just going to see how it goes. So just sing along with the words. We'll sing it through twice, so maybe you'll catch it by the end of we get to the second time, okay? hopefully you learned a new song today. Now Mr. Fred is going to tell you the story of Good Friday.
I've got tears in my eyes from what Miss Carol was singing there. Crucified, laid behind a stone. You lived to die. Jesus lived to die for us. And it just touched me. And I hope it touches you also. But at any rate, we've got a story now about Jesus dying on the cross. Let me get it started here. Read it with me. The sun stopped shining. So you're a king, are you? The Roman soldiers jeered at him. Then you'll need a crown and a robe. So they gave Jesus a crown that was made out of thorns, and they put a purple robe on him, and they pretended to bow down to him. Your Majesty, they said. And then they whipped him, and they spat on him. They didn't understand that this was the Prince of Life, the King of heaven and earth, who had come to rescue them. The soldiers made him a sign that said, "Our King," and they nailed it to the top of a wooden cross. They walked up a hill outside the city. Jesus carried the cross on his back. Jesus had never done anything wrong, but they were going to kill him the way criminals were killed. They nailed Jesus to the cross. "Father, forgive them," Jesus cried. "They don't understand what they're doing." "You say you've come to rescue us," the people shouted. "You can't even rescue yourself." But they were wrong. Jesus could have rescued himself very easily. A legion of angels would have flown down to his side if he'd called. "If you're really the Son of God, just climb down from that cross," they said. And of course they were right. Jesus could have just climbed down. Actually, he could have just said a word and made it all stop. Like when he healed that little girl and stilled the storm and fed 5,000 people. But Jesus stayed. You see, they didn't understand. It wasn't the nails that kept Jesus there. It was love. Kids, we've said this so many times and you know it. It wasn't nails that kept Jesus on the cross. It was love. "Papa!" Jesus cried, frantically searching the sky. "Papa, where are you? Don't leave me!" And for the first time and the last, when he spoke, nothing happened. Just a horrible, endless silence. God didn't answer. He turned away from his son. Tears rolled down Jesus' face, the face of the one who would wipe away every tear from every eye. And even though it was the middle of the day, a dreadful darkness covered the earth. The sun could not shine. The earth trembled and quaked. The great mountains shook, rocks split in two, until it seemed that the whole world would break, that creation itself would tear apart. The full force of the storm of God's anger at sin was coming down on his own son instead of us people. It was the only way that God could destroy sin and not destroy his children whose hearts were filled with sin. Then Jesus shouted out in a loud voice, "It is finished!" And it was. Jesus had done it. Jesus had rescued the whole world. "Father," Jesus said, "I give you my life." And with a great sigh, he let himself die. Strange clouds and shadows filled the sky. Purple, orange, black, like a bruise. Jesus' friends gently carried Jesus off the cross. They laid him in a new tomb carved out of a rock. How could Jesus die? What had gone wrong? What did it mean? They didn't know anything anymore, except they did know that their hearts were breaking. "That's the end of Jesus," the leader said. But just to be sure, they sent strong soldiers to guard the tomb. They hauled a huge stone in front of the door of the tomb so that no one could get into the tomb and no one could get out. Kids, I can't tell this story without crying. It's an emotional story. Jesus dying. He didn't deserve to die. He didn't need to die. He needed to die, but it was his choice to save us from all the wrong that we had ever done. He loves you. He loves me. He loves Miss Carol, Miss Kelly, all of us. He loves us, and he went to the cross for us, and he died for us. It's a very sad day, Good Friday. Kids, I hope you'll celebrate it. You'll remember it. Don't celebrate it. It's not a celebration time. It's a time for thinking about Jesus and how much he did for us and how much he loves us. And the words that were so important, it's hard for me to even say it, kids, but it wasn't nails that kept Jesus at the cross. It was love. Thank you. Goodbye, kids.